Hey there, hi there, ho there. We are going to be working, with percents and equations. An equation way to solve a percent question sometimes works a little bit easier and sometimes it's not. We're just going to show you one more trick in the hat here just to give you something you might want to work with, or you could use a different strategy. We're going to show it to you, see if you like it. Says number 1, the cell phone Simon wants is on sale for 20% off. Automatically, I would put 20% over 100 when I'm building a proportion best friend table. 20% off the original price. Now the original price was 150. What is the amount of the discount? So it looks like they're giving us the percent in the whole. What we're going to try to find is the part. So go ahead and use your markers. Set up your best friend table. X is the part out of 150, and it's going to equal 20% out of 100. Now, recap from yesterday, there's a couple ways you can solve this. You could go from 100 to 150, but that doesn't go nicely. So what you would probably do is reduce the 20 and the 100 to be a 2 and a 10. Then you would take the 10 times 15 to get 150, and what you do to the bottom, you do to the top. 2 times 15. And 2 times 15 would be $30. $30 discount off $150 price, 20% off. Or maybe you see it in this direction. 100 goes to 20, divide by 5. So you would take 150, divide it by 5, and 150 divided by 5. 5 goes into 15 3 times, and then I got the 0, so that would also give you $30. Either way you go, it's whatever your brain sees is fine, as long as you get the right answer, right? Right. Okay. Now, the equation part of this looks like this. You take the whole amount times the percent in a decimal or a fraction form, and it's going to equal the part. So with this situation they gave us, the original price was 150. So write that in blue. 150 is your whole amount times the percent off, which was 20%. Now, if you don't want to write 0.20, if you just write a 0.2, that would be fine as well. And it's going to equal the part. So when they're giving you the whole amount and the percent, all you have to do is take the whole amount, 150, times the percent, 0.2. 0 times 2 is 0, 5 times 2 is 10, carry the 1, 2 times 1 is 2, plus 1 is 3. Now multiplying decimals dot to dot sounds rather difficult, but it's not. Multiply like you know how to do. Place your decimal when you're through. Word. So $30. I got the same exact answer as I did with the best friend table. But like I said, when you're using these equations, it works best if you have the whole amount times the percent. Otherwise, it's a lot of extra work. It gets a little more complex. I will show you what I mean on this question. The waiter was given a $9 tip. All right, the $9 tip, that's a part. If the tip was 15%, that's a percent, of the total bill, what was the total bill? So we're trying to find the whole amount. So set up your best friend proportion table. We got $9. Excuse me. $9 is the part. We're trying to find the blue X whole. We got a green 15% out of 100. You may want to leave your marker caps off, and then we'll put them back on when we're done with this lesson. All right, so scaling. Can I go from 15 to 9? No. Can I go from 15 to 100? No. All right, so what you want to do is try to reduce. The 15 and 100 can both be divided by 5. 15 divided by 5, I get 3, and 100 divided by 5 is 20. Then I simply scale 3 to 9 times 3, and 20 to the x times 3, making the x equal $60. Excuse me. I have a $60 total bill. Leave a 15% tip. That would be $9. So how does the equation work? It looks like this. We're missing the whole amount, so the x, the blue x goes first, times the percent in decimal form, but I'm going to take off that 0 and just use a 0.15, equals 9. Now the whole goal is to get the x by itself so I can find out what the x equals. I've got to get rid of a times 0.15. And the only way to get rid of a times 0.15 is to do the opposite operation. Divide by 0.15. And what I do to one side of the equal sign, I have to do to the other to keep it fair and balanced. So my 0.15 divided by 0.15 cancels out. That becomes 1. And I have 1x by itself. And that's going to equal 9 divided by 0.15. So here's where it might get a little messy. Top dog goes in the house, the 9. The 15 goes outside. I moved it over 2 spaces, so I got to move the 9, the decimal and the 9 over 2 spaces, giving me 900. So I'm going to rewrite that a little neater. 15 into 900. Now 15 can't go into 9, but 15 can go into 90 6 times. Now I calculated that ahead of time. I'm really not that good. All right, 15 times 6 is 90. Well, maybe I am. Subtract, I get 0, and now I've got this other place value to the right. Now 15 can't go into 0, so I'm just going to put a 0 there. So my answer is still $60, but I had to work a little harder to get to it. So when you're given the whole and the percent, the equation works great. But when you're not given the whole and the percent together, and you got to go find one of those, it might make it a little more complex. You can choose which method you like. All right, here's the next one. First of all, I have a typo on mine, and you do as well. Change the 5 days to 6 days, and then let's rock. Excuse me. In July 2016, there were only 6 days when the high temperature was below 95 degrees. That's not very many days. About what percent of the 31 days in July was a high temperature above 95 degrees? So they give us, whoa, okay, wow, that was fun. And there we go. They give us the amount that were below, but then they ask us the amount that were above. So what we're going to have to do is find the answer and then subtract from the total. Let's go ahead and set up our proportion table. 6 days out of 31, the temperature was below 95 degrees. That would be what percent out of 100? Now, they gave us a really nice word. Oh, come on. And about. When they give you the word about, that means you can change your number slightly to make it more friendly to work with. So I would change this 31 to 30. And then this makes it a simpler operation because I could take 6 and 30 and reduce it to 1 and 5. Then how does 5 get to 100? Times 20. Wow, that is really pink. So what's 1 times 20? That's going to give us 20%. Oh wait, but they wanted the amount that was above 95 degrees. So if 20% was below, that means 80% was above. Haha, I read it, you didn't trick me. All right, now the equation part looks like this. Come here, equation. There we go. So again, we got the 31 days times some percent is going to equal 6. So we can also in the equation change that 31, come here, pen, to 30. And to get the x by itself, how do I get rid of a times 30? I divide by 30. What you do to one side, you do to the other. Divide by 30. Now 30 divided by 30 cancels out. That becomes 1. 1x equals 6 over 30. And 6 over 30 reduces to 1/5. And 1/5 is equivalent to 20%. But they didn't want the amount below, they wanted the amount above, which was 80%. So this situation, the equation was not as complex as it was in number 2, but again, you can choose which way you like. I like the best friend table myself. It's my best friend. It always helps me organize. Okay, so flip to the back. What we want you to do, let me get this out of the way. No, thank you. We've done these on the front. On the back, we would like you to please make the proportion and the equation, and then you choose which way you would like to solve it. Either way is fine, but definitely write the equation out so you can see what it looks like, and write the proportion table out so you can see what they look like. Okay, let me see if I can stop this. Oh, what'd I do? Oh, I'm still on ink. Clear. And good luck, have a great day. Ask your teacher if you need help. Bye, Miss Tally. Bye, Miss Grape.